We can't hear you.
Okay.
Ich kann nicht hören.
Oh.
Sie hören. Ich kann nicht Sie hören. Alicia, this is Sonia.
Hi, Sonia.
Hi. Good to meet you. Nice to
Nice
meet
to meet you too.
And this is VJ, Mr. VJ.
Oh, Mr. VJ. Hello, hello.
Mr. VJ, Mr. VJ, Mr. VJ.
Not DJ. But
He's not a DJ, exactly. But you know I was going to go there. And this is Miss Yvonne, who is French, but she thinks she's British. So don't tell her she's French.
Let's don't touch this.
Right. And she lives in Italy, but her name's Brazilian. So, you know, I mean, you know, multiculturality, you know what I'm saying? All around. Awesome. So let's go, baby. Let's go. It's re-recording. Yes. Welcome, welcome, Alicia Gabrielle.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you for inviting
Bodies
me.
in Time. Yeah. And please, this is really Body. She's a Right Body for You facilitator and Access Consciousness certified facilitator, obviously a BARS facilitator, body process facilitator, and a facilitator.
It's lifting facilitator.
Everything. And what else?
And what else?
Facilitator, right? And lots of amazing stuff. Also, when we met, she had been doing a program. She did it for about 15 years, teaching kids in Italy English and working with teachers from around the world and working with the government to get that going. So we did a great call on business last week, and this call on bodies and what else can we do with her. Her amazing.
And I want to thank you again for the call on business, which was really awesome, really expensive. Thank you so much for inviting me.
Really enjoyed it, absolutely. And thank you for coming on and helping us with this new adventure, new creation. Thanks for being so amazing.
Okay, only quickly
go.
Hey, look at others. I mean, all those different kind of skin color. Only because you mentioned bodies, and bodies, they have skin too, you know. And
most of them.
Parts, yes.
Yes. And mine is so tanned now. When Sonia met me, it wasn't so tanned. But I just came back from Ponza in Italy, so I've got brown skin.
Beautiful pictures. Yeah. So yes, I wanted to entitle this 1 hour conversation, Your Body is a Gift. So I really perceive, I have a very interesting story with my body this lifetime, and becoming a certified facilitator and then Right Body for You facilitator, it has been a beautiful journey, and it is a beautiful journey to me, to find out what about my body. Like, it was really an opening of a door on a, I would say, totally uncovered and undiscovered universe. So the vast majority of us perceive and think about their body as a burden, as a weight, as most of us they are concerned about the weight of their body. And really is like, a lot of people tell me, like, I you know, Access Consciousness does this thing about asking questions, and a lot of people tell me, like, I know I should ask questions to my body, but then if my body tells me things I don't want to hear. Yes, that's one of the points. But our bodies are really our gifts. So and recently I've been like perceiving more physically this thing that Gary says, your body is like the only one partner that's gonna stay with you for your whole life. And it's not only a concept. If you let yourself lower your barriers and perceive that really your body is like your best friend, your only one best friend that's gonna stay, like a pet that's gonna long last forever. So forever for your ever. And it's what if we would be willing, first of all, to take care of our bodies and to nourish our bodies, but second, to be willing to receive all the information of our bodies. Like our bodies give ourselves an immense amount of information. If we take every single thing that we don't like about our bodies, and we like in function, in weight, in appearance, in whatever, and we receive those as information, what else can we create? What a gift would our bodies be to us? They're trying to tell us a number of things, not only about themselves, like I would like to have more sugar, or I would like to have more fat. I would like you to eat more deep fried things or something like that. But also information about everything else, everything that surrounds us. Our bodies are connected with other bodies. Our bodies are connected with the planet, with the universe, with the animals, with the plants, with everything is going on this planet. So with our businesses, with the money flows, with whatever, our bodies are our way to connect energetically with everything, with elementals, with quantum entanglements. So how much are we, with volcanoes, with everything that's going on the planet? So how much are we willing to receive all this information, to lower our barriers every day, and being really willing to receive those information and not judge our bodies? So just waking up every morning, most of the time, even before looking ourselves in the mirror, we go into judgment. Like this morning I look pale, or this morning my eyebrows are, my whatever, I have swollen face, or I have wrinkles all around, or I look tired, or I feel saggy, or whatever. And what if we would, first of all, go an interesting point of view about our bodies as soon as we wake up, and look at ourselves in the mirror while we brush our teeth. And then if we would be willing to really lower our barriers and ask, okay, body, what are you trying to tell me? Not only with pain, with sadness, with tiredness, or whatever, but what if we were willing to ask our bodies, okay, what kind of information are you trying to give me that I'm not willing to receive? And what if this dialogue with our bodies would be something continuous, not only something that pops up when we have a headache or a shoulder ache, or whatever, or we throw up, or we have, only in that moment we remember we have our bodies. Oh, who does this belong to? Bodies, what are you trying to tell me, body? Okay, but what if we would be willing to, I remember Dave here, the first class I did with him, it was an energetic synthesis of being. He was suggesting, what if you would wake up in the morning and ask your body, what would you like to do? And I remember that, I remember thinking, this guy is totally fucked up. How the hell am I going to ask my body, what would you like to do, if I have to do like million things before 8:30 in the morning? How is it possible for me to ask my body, I don't have any time to ask my body, what would you like to do? Okay, so everything that is, can we destroy and uncreate it all? Good or bad, right or wrong, all nine shows, buts and beyond. And it took me a real while, but now I do that. I wake up in the morning, and when I'm still in bed, I ask my body, okay, body, what would you like to do? And it might only be a kind question. You might need to go in a rush to the dentist, I don't know. But what if you would take 10 seconds to listen to your body and whatever your body would like to do? Like, I would like to go to the seaside. Okay, sorry, we need to go to the dentist, but I will bring you to the seaside as soon as possible. Okay, that would be at least nice. That would be something you would do to a close friend, to a very nice lover. Okay, your body is your nicest lover ever because it's the one that's gonna stay with you for the rest of your life. So what if we would be willing really to receive the gift that our bodies are, in terms of all the information that can give us, like letting us know that way before the deadline that we decided we need to reach, like for instance, summertime, I need to rush all the things that I need to do before the end of July, and then I'm going to go to the seaside. What if our body have a different point of view? I would like to go to the seaside now, like the 1st of June. And what if this information might be useful for you to receive? Maybe ask some more question, like, body, okay, but do you require more sun? Do you require the water? Do you require to rest? Am I working too hard? Okay, what if every information of our body could be like a doorway to ask more question and to receive all the information that our body is trying to tell us? Like, take yourself some time, have more, as I said, sugar or fruit or whatever. Don't work so hard, or put your energy in a different kind of work. Okay, we totally tend to forget that the one thing we use to work is our body. Okay, so we generally don't ask our body, what kind of work would you like to do? Would you like to stay in front of the PC for 4 hours checking the translation of a book? Sometimes my body does want to do that. Sometimes it doesn't. So I try to listen to my body and to, body, would you like to talk to people? That's a good time to promote my classes, for instance, or to get in contact with people. Body, would you like to have a walk? So while I'm walking, I can like think about and plan new classes that I can facilitate, for instance, or look at the schedule, for instance. So what if we would be more willing to receive the contribution of our bodies for the creation of our lives? This is the subtitle of Right Body for You. And I think I read it only when I became a Right Body for You facilitator of a one-day class. Before, I've never even noticed this sentence. And to me, it was really like shocking, because I never thought about receiving the contribution of my body for the creation of my life. I always thought that I would have to create my life, and my body would follow me, would also, like, I had to drag my body through the creation of my life, basically. So and I have been having a lot of different issues with my body, and I can say that in the last maybe 4 or 5 years, I've been really asking my body more question about all these kind of issues that I've been having. And every time is a really interesting conversation. Like when I have a pain that I didn't used to have before, asking really my body, okay, what are you trying to tell me? And the number of times that my body tells me something that I really wasn't noticing, that I wasn't really willing to look at, it's impressive. And the more I lower my barriers, the more I really ask my body, like, body, really, I'm willing to listen. Sometimes I'm not really clever. Sometimes I might not really get all the information you're giving me. But if you continuously giving me information, like with dreams, with songs, with commercials on the TV, with intuition, with people that call me and tell me things, finally, at the end, I will get it, what you're trying to tell me. I promise. And I won't give up. I won't give up. Okay? If you, I won't say, okay, fuck body, take this medicine and don't bother me at all. I will always try to listen. Also, when sometimes a medicine is required, because sometimes a medicine might be required, but I will be willing to ask you if you would like to take it. And the more we ask, the way I started to do this journey was, I remember telling Cass, um, I have a supermarket really downside my house, and it's open until midnight every night. So I was finishing late to work every day, like 8 o'clock. And I used to go at the supermarket at 8 o'clock and ask my body what it would like to eat and buy everything that my body was asking and cook it straight away and eat it. And this was the way that it started, basically. I started with this practice.
She's
And
an
this,
amazing cook. I'm sorry. Just want to say she's an amazing cook. Go ahead. I'm
thank you. And and it was awesome because food started talking to me. Like salmon was telling me, please take me, and chicken, please take me. And I started to have information about what was going to be created if I add salmon or fish or chicken or beef or eggs or something else or vegetables. So every food was connecting with my body. It was interacting with my body. So it was not only about grabbing the right slice of salmon, the most fresh one, but it was more about really perceiving what kind of future was going to be created by eating one or other food, different kind of food. And that was awesome. When I started to have this kind of perception, that was awesome. It was going to do the shop and cooking was like my game. At the end of the day, I was playing with these things, and it was and with my body, and that was awesome. And obviously eating was the best, the cherry, the top cherry on the pie. So what if we would be really willing to receive in this way our bodies? As on the 3-day body class manual used to be written on the front page, what if your body was a compass for your life? What if really your body was a compass for your life? What if light and heavy was one of the tools you most frequently use with your body? And also simply asking, okay, body, what kind of information would you like to tell me? What would you like, who would you like to have sex with? This is a wonderful question, which doesn't imply necessary to go to bed with all those people. But what if it was a kind question to ask your body to know what are its preferences? What if you would be willing to be more kind to your body and really be willing to ask the information that is receiving, instead of judging it all the time? Judging that your body is going to give information that you don't like to receive, that you don't know how to use, that require for you to change your life or things like that. What if your body was going to really give you information that are going to contribute to your future and contribute to create a greater future, a greater life than what you have currently been creating, which might be great already and can be greater also. So are there any
Wow. I
questions
love
until
this,
now?
love this conversation. Can I ask you to pull down your
Yeah,
computer a little bit
of
so we
course.
can see your whole,
Yeah.
yeah. Okay, cool. Awesome. Oh, nice talk too. Yeah. It's such a it's such a playful conversation with
Mm.
body, actually. You
Yeah.
know, it's light but not superficial.
Mm-hmm.
It's side by side. It's partnering, and yeah, and this it's so interesting. Um, 2 days ago, there was a crow
Mm-hmm.
while VJ and I were doing a webinar with
Mm-hmm.
Kayla Jung, CF, and
Mm-hmm.
Joy of Business. All right, and I had to be on silence the whole time because this
Mm-hmm.
crow was
Was
like
loud.
so, I mean, hugely loud, and sitting on and granacchio. What does he call it?
Cornacchia. Cornacchio,
Cornacchio
or either corvo or
or
cornacchia.
Konachia, right? And you know, I was like, what the heck is going on? Why is
Yeah.
he staying around? And then did this circling around the house. I was like, oh my gosh, let me shut the windows, you know?
Yeah.
And maybe he'll fly in. And then I'm sitting there and I look up and he's right on the branch outside the door.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like trying to listen to there was an amazing,
Yeah.
great webinar. I was trying to get my phone and take the picture. I was like, what, you know?
Yeah.
And I gotta say, you know, I didn't know Marco was telling me what the name was, and I know Corvo, but I didn't know the
Yeah.
Pinacchia.
Cornacchia.
I was
Yeah.
like, what animal is this, right? I didn't know there was another type of crow.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I gotta say, that night, you know, um, crows usually are around sort of death and dead people,
That's, yeah.
right?
They're
So it's
supposed
like,
to bring the soul of the deads from one side to the other.
yeah. And I gotta say, yesterday, the next day, like really
Mm-hmm.
late in the night, that night, very early in the morning, um, I felt like something had died,
Mm-hmm.
you know? I perceived it in my body.
Mm-hmm.
And it was a
Mm-hmm.
huge space, you know?
Yeah.
Um, a different phase or something, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, yeah. And it was like, you know, how you think sometimes a void is empty, but
Mm-hmm.
it's actually just lots of space in it.
Space. Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, so I just was wondering what
Yeah.
you get from that. Yeah.
I have a lot of crows around my house, because this is a place that it's surrounded by trees, and there should be, I don't know, a colony of crows dead. And when I moved here, they were pretty close and they were pretty noisy. And I asked them, can you please move a little bit farther? And they did. And so I hear them. They sometimes let me hear them, but it's somehow, what I perceive is somehow like, we are here, but we don't bother you. And it's very interesting. That was the time in which I was really aware that I could actually talk to the animals and ask them to do things. And also with your body, because bodies, animals, children, they do the same thing. Plants, they do whatever you ask them to do. So when they behave somehow inappropriately, it's a good idea to ask them, okay, what did I ask that you are trying to do? What did I ask? Um, and this is one of the things we can do with our bodies, right? Well, with our bodies, when our body develop an illness, okay, what are you trying? That illness is something generally that our bodies are trying to do for us. Okay, so body, what did I ask you? What did I ask you that you decide interpreted this way, that you are trying to, accomplish this target in this way? Where did I made this ask? What was it about? So, and I do it a lot with my cats. because my cats do some things, and I realized that these things that are annoying to me, they're really trying to tell me something. So I generally ask them, okay, what's up? What are you trying to tell me? Can you please show me in a different way? And generally works. Sometimes it doesn't because they keep on meowing. But it's really to lower your barriers, because um, we tend to go on our dead end roads without, you know, we take some decisions and we go on a single track forever, unless somebody, our bodies, the animals, something, is trying to grab our attention and letting us know, hey, 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 you're not really going the right direction. So this can be, and sometimes it's not something big, it's just, they're trying to grab your attention on something. So it's a very good idea to ask you to really lower your barriers, because it's not like, hey, go away. It's more like, hey, okay, I'm listening to you. Can you please move a little bit farther so it doesn't get into my head, but I'm listening, whatever you would like to tell me. And with your body as well. Last couple of days ago, I had a very, very strong cramp on my feet. It was strong, painful, and long. It lasted kind of 10 minutes. And it was all of a sudden. So, when a pain like that comes all of a sudden, you don't necessarily go into question, but you go simply, and and after kind of 5 minutes, something like that, I say, okay, who does this belong to? Okay, it's the earth, okay, it's the earth. And then I ask my body, okay, what do you require? Anaphylactic shock and all that process. And I run the body process on my body, and the cramp went away instantaneously while releasing the energy into the earth. So, sometimes it's really a way to getting us being present with whatever is going on. And sometimes what is going on is more than what we have right in front of our face, is more, of our infinite being requiring to perceive everything around us, not only the few things that we decided are requiring our energy in that specific moment. Also, for this reason, one of the things you can do with annoying things or pains or any kind of symptom is expanding out. Because when you expand out, you are more present with everything. So whatever is requiring your energy is receiving more of that energy than when you are concentrated on, whatever, and very like focused and not really broadbanding your awareness, which is something that Dane also tell us to do, right? Not go so much laser beam, but more broadband and ask everything, whatever in the universe, wherever is my energy required, my awareness required. We are way more than what is going on the planet. So sometimes universe requires our energy, our awareness. So what was that crow trying to tell you?
Yeah, exactly. Well, what did the crow know?
What did the crow
Right.
know?
What did the crow know? What do the crows know? Yeah.
Yeah.
Sometimes, like you were saying about the bodies, like we perceive something. Okay, it's a crow. They're crowing, so then there's a death of something. So we already got that fixed. But
Yes, it's a little bit of a conclusion. Yes.
yeah, when we go into question, and I love it. It's not necessarily metaphorical,
No.
but it's like, you know, could be the death of a relationship, could be the death of a limitation, could be the end of a you know, of a cycle, could
Yeah.
be, you know what I mean? So that is a death as well.
Yeah.
um, and and when we lock it down into a definition, right, or into a specific, you know, conclusion, you know, normal, this is what it is. It's a pain. I get a pain in my head. It's a headache. No, ask a
No.
question. So there was a interesting parallel there. Yeah, for you know.
And what if we were really willing not to see the our bodies as confined in our skin, because how much of that crow was a part of your body? I mean, what if there is no limitation and no difference between you, the crow, the body, you know, everything? We're connected with everything. So when we
And
ask
we were
our bodies,
talking about business, VJ. We were talking about business, and we were talking with Kayla about business, and it was, yeah.
yeah,
So, you know, it was, there's no coincidences. So the
no,
timing of things, you know what I
yeah,
mean?
totally. And
And yeah, and at the end of that call, like, I mean, like, also, it's, yeah, also
what
willing to
was
be,
your that crow wanted to tell you about your business?
well, what I'm getting is wake the heck up and acknowledge you. Because that's what, when she was doing that at the end of the call, let me just say this, that's
Yeah.
what she was saying. She was like 3, 4, 5 minutes, right? BJ, how long was that?
5 minutes.
Like 5 minutes. She was, it was her call, it was about her, and she was
Yeah.
just like going on and on and on, and then the crow stopped.
Wow.
And so yeah, so what it, maybe it's the death of the non-acknowledgement of you,
Yeah. Yeah.
and it never shows up the way you think it is going to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Definitely.
Yeah.
Yes.
And
And it's really, and it can be really, really fun. Also, pain can be a lot of fun if you receive the information. If you're willing to receive the information, everything can be really fun. Okay. You don't have to, you know, how much. And I remember during COP class with Gary, there was a lady talking about her difficulty to go to the loo. And he said, how much are you judging your body? You have a humanoid body. So your body will function the way he knows that needs to function. It won't follow the rules of the medicine and medication and everything. So ask your body. So wherever our bodies are functioning in a way that's not supposed to, what if we would be willing to ask if it's working for them instead of trying to heal them? Because in that case, what if sometimes when we try to heal our bodies, or we look for healing, we are actually looking for control and order, instead of asking our bodies, okay, is this working for you? How can we make it working even better? And what else is possible? I remember I used to judge a lot my body when I went to dialysis, and I used to judge a lot the fact that I was doing dialysis, and I started to ask questions about what if this could be fun, what if this could be honoring for me, and actually, well, I changed the place where I do dialysis. Physicians are way better, nurses are way better, people that do dialysis at the same time are way better. Everything is easier, and I spend these 4 hours 3 times a day running body processes on me, asking questions, listening to classes, and it's really a way to honor myself. Have making exercise. it's really a way to honor myself and take a lot of time for me. So, and what else is possible? What if I would be willing to do that without necessarily having my like a border, a very serious situation before we choose to take care of ourselves? Can we destroy and uncreate it all, good or bad, right or wrong, all nine Papa Charles, boys and beyonds? What if we would be willing really to ask our bodies, what would you like to do? What would it work for you in every situation, in a working situation, in a relationship, with money, whatever, with holidays, whatever? What if we would be really willing to ask our bodies for more information, and to willing to receive all the information that our bodies also through other bodies are trying to letting us know?
Yeah, that's amazing. Do you ladies have any body questions? Look at Yvonne, that's giving you some change. That's I always yawn when change comes about too,
Yeah.
when
So
it's a
that's like when
shift.
you yawn, so
I'd
that
say,
you're
yeah,
kind of receiving.
I feel perceive the energy shifting, and then
Yeah.
it's like, yeah.
okay. So I found it really interesting that the depths that you've gone into, Alicia. Been working with my body is completely new for me, and my attitude to my body. I actually did some work with my facilitator on the body, and
Mm-hmm.
how I was seeing the body basically as a workhorse and nothing else,
Mm-hmm.
and judging it as well. And that's been cleared out. But I am actually like a baby learning to walk in terms of talking to my body.
Mm-hmm.
I ask it for things and I'm still not sure whether it's a light or a heavy. So I just thought, let's go with it and see what happens.
Yeah. And you know what? One of the things is that I was thinking about this yesterday. We have all these troubles with light and heavy and getting it right because we still think, we still judge ourselves. Basically, we are trying for the right answer, but there's
Yeah.
no right. What if everything was an experiment, a test, and you are supposed to have fun? You know, what if you're going to the Luna Park and
Mm-hmm.
there is the roller coaster, and you say, okay, let's try to go on the roller coaster. You go on the roller coaster, at half a ride, you're not having fun. You get off of the roller coaster, you feel a little nausea. And what if you won't go into, I did a wrong decision,
Mm-hmm.
but okay, this was my experience. So
Yes.
maybe next time I'm gonna, keep in mind the experience, and maybe, okay, or I can ask again, is it
Mm-hmm.
gonna create something different? Okay. What if
Mm-hmm.
that was just an experience? Every time you test your body, you choose something. What if that was just an experiment, an experiment? Okay. And
Mm-hmm.
maybe you go to the supermarket, your body tells you that it wants to eat salmon. You buy the salmon, you go home, you eat it, and after 1 hour you throw up.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Was the salmon rotten? No, not necessarily. Just maybe, okay, your body required that whole experience. What if there is nothing wrong? Okay.
Exactly. Or maybe your body needed to throw up, and the only way it could is with.
Exactly. Exactly. Exactly.
Listen,
Sometimes when you throw up, there's a whole lot of theory about throwing up, that when you throw up, you release a lot of energy. So sometimes your body requires to, let go of a lot of things.
Mm. Okay, that's what my cat does as well then.
Exactly. That's what cats does. In which way are we different from cats?
Yeah, she's it is the
We don't
cats.
eat grass. That's right.
She doesn't eat the grass. I have cat grass for my cats. This cat doesn't eat cat grass. She will go and she will find a dead plant and she will eat the dead leaves, and then
Yeah.
she'll come inside and vomit 5 minutes
And
later.
vomit. Yes, and you know how much this is a knowing of the cat. because she requires to vomit because she has hairs in her stomach.
Well, if
Cats
that it's not
cats
working.
cats generally throw up because they have the stomach and the belly full of
Bubbles.
hair.
Yeah.
And what can you do to help her is give her an probiotics,
Mhm.
human probiotics, normal regular probiotics.
Okay.
Ask your cat,
If she
ask if
likes.
it bites,
Mhm.
and that will, and the eating the grass, the dead leaves, and vomiting is something natural for her. It annoys you because she vomits into your uh, living room. That's the problem, but it's not a problem for her.
No,
Okay.
it's not a problem for me that she vomits in the living
Okay.
room. To be
So
honest.
if you ask her
Mhm.
whatever is lighter for her, if eating the plants or having the probiotics.
Okay, I will do. Thank you.
Yeah,
Okay.
I guess they would be full of hair in their stomach as much as they lick the
Yeah.
fur, right? To
Yeah.
clean
That's why.
it.
That's why
And the
they
tongues are quite, to get the hair off. That's
yeah,
interesting. Yeah. Wow.
yeah.
Anyway, I put in the chat step 2 of the 7 steps, which is one of my little book, is talk to your body. There's a great, like Liche was saying, a great easy exercise in there
Yeah.
about finding out with light and heavy. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? What's repeating this exercise to perceive the difference between what's light and right for you and what's heavy and what's alive for you.
Okay, thank
Yeah.
you.
And most of the time, this is very much connected with the judgment we have on the result. Really, if we give up all the judgment we have on the outcome, it would be much more easy to get what's light and what's heavy. And Gary said something very interesting about this thing when they asked the question, and the people they gave this job, basically they were paying them a lot of money and didn't have getting the job done. And everybody was asking him, didn't you ask a question? He said, yes, I did, and it was light. So I trust awareness. This is not the outcome. The outcome is not they rob my money. I'm probably not yet seeing the outcome of this choice because it was light. So I will trust the universe and see what I am still waiting for the outcome to show up. And it's really a different way of looking at things, right?
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
And it's
Thank you.
very, very interesting and very much more rich. What you get is a way more information, way more, expansion of what you're creating way more than what you think you are doing.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, is there anything else you would like me to talk about the gift of your body? How your body is a gift? How can you receive it? Lowering your barriers, of course, is a very good exercise. And really asking your barriers to go down, barriers down, barriers down, barriers. I remember that when everybody was telling me about lowering my barriers, and I was in my kitchen asking myself, how can I do that? Just ask your barriers to go down, barriers down, barriers down, barriers down. You can help yourself with your hands. And whenever there's a very interesting way of looking at things that was very common when I started doing access consciousness. There was when you perceive infinite possibility, you are in being an infinite being. When you perceive and you ask yourself, what shall I do to win or to lose? Where do I fit? Where do I benefit? This is when you are trying to be a finite being. And when you find yourself in doing that, So with your body, like, okay, should I take chicken? Chicken will do me good. Chicken will be the best for me. Okay, lower your barriers. That's where you have your barriers up and you're trying to do the right thing. Okay, lower your barriers. Barriers down, barriers down, barriers down. Take a deep breath and turn yourself to your body and ask your body, okay, body, what would you like to eat? Eggs, whatever, something totally different. Avocado. Okay. So wherever we're trying to go, and it's very easy to do it with the body because all the commercials, all the physicians are telling us, all the nutritionists, what is good for our body, what is wrong for our body. Don't eat too much cheese. Don't eat too much fat. Don't eat, I don't know, whatever. Don't eat too much shrimps. And your body goes, but shrimps, I like shrimps. What have they done to me? Okay, so let's get out of those, all those information. Like you have to take C vitamin in wintertime, and then, okay, let's get also from all those supplements we are supposed to require, and we don't ever ask our body, okay, body, what do you really require? And try and let's test. Okay, let's try. What one of the things that I was suggesting with the diet, it's not to call it a diet, but to call it nutritional experimentation. I'm experimenting not to eat, I don't know, bread for a while. I'm experimenting to eat lower calories, or not to drink soft drinks for a while. What if these are experimentation, and what if you would perceive your body while doing that, and how your body's feeling while you stop eating bread or pasta or whatever? Okay, and what if there's no right and wrong, but just, you know, different choices and different tests you can do and see how do you feel, and if it's working for you, if it's working for your body.
And I like that term very much, nutritional experimentation. That's brilliant.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And because Gary says that when you talk about diet, diet has too much a sound similar to death. So your body goes immediately like, oh.
Die it.
It's true.
Die.
Die. It's true. Every time, when I was 14, every time my doctor said you should go on a diet, I was, oh.
I like it better in Italian. It's regime, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I like it better. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and it's a continual conversation, isn't it, with our bodies? Right?
Yeah.
And it's like every day is a Christmas day, isn't it? When what gift is your body opening up the gift?
Yeah.
Every day, and it's a new surprise. Yeah, it's a new awareness. Absolutely.
And the last thing I want to add is, and it doesn't stop during the night, because your body doesn't die during the night. It's alive. And you can ask before going to sleep, what kind of information would you like to give me during my sleep? What kind of sleep would you like to have? So what else is possible?
Absolutely. Absolutely. And let your body know, just because I'm traveling between Jupiter and Mars as a being, don't worry, I'm not abandoning you. You rest, buddy, because the bodies
Exactly.
do like to rest. So you rest, buddy. I'll be back.
I will do some work, but don't worry.
Awesome. Awesome. And where is it that, Sonia, do you have anything?
Well,
Oh, VJs? Yeah.
I'm listening to you, and I think it's so interesting. And I was wondering, Alicia, Alice?
Alicia, yeah, it's fine.
so are you often in the question? I mean, you know,
All the time, all the time, and more and more. Yeah. And it's to be in the question is the easiest place to be. Please remember this. Being the question is the easiest place to be. There's no effort in question. There's just following the energy. We have been totally implanted in believing that we should find the right answer. But question is the easiest place to be.
And I love that you said that about, did you want to say something else, Sonia?
No. Oh, Sonia, sorry.
Now I'm like, you know, yes, I have something to say. You know, I had a friend, she was like testing everything before she actually chose, you know, from the menu card, or, you know, when she was eating out, and about every food she bought, you know. So she was, for me, this was an experience which wasn't really like being free, because she was, you know, I mean, for her it worked, but it was like, how do you call it if you go like this and then you say yes and no? How do you say?
Can I ask you something?
Yes.
Was it light when she did that?
No.
Okay, so that is a good, let's say, intuition that it might not really be in question. Being in question, it should be light. Okay, when you're trying the right answer, you're not in question. Okay, when you're trying to do it right all the time, that is not really being in question. Being in question is asking all the time what will create the most. How can I expand this? How can I expand my life? How do you say, Cass? Prosperare?
Prosper.
Thrive. How can I thrive? It's not, is this right for me, or is this wrong for me? How can I thrive?
Hey, that's really a new universe for me, like this, you know, because yeah, as you said, the other one, I mean, for her it was fine, but I felt like, hey, I couldn't even live like this, you know. Or I mean, if I would have to use everywhere the pendulum, or how do you call it, pendulum, or
pendulum.
Yeah. And that it's really about what you said about, I mean, it's okay for her, you know. I mean, as long as it's a fine, you know, for her, yeah, it's good for her. But and not but, and when you said about it's not about yes or no, or good and bad, so it's really different kind of question. And when you say perhaps she wasn't even in the question, I really got it, even though it looked like she was in the question. Yeah.
And you know, it's more like when you wanna order you are in a restaurant, you wanna order, it's not so much as yes or no. It's more like there are some dishes that really pops out and your body goes like, yay! So there's no, you know, it's not like, oh, is this right or wrong? It's more like, yes. Okay.
Yeah, there is much more excitement than being afraid.
There's no being afraid.
Something which isn't okay for your body.
If afraid is a distractor implant.
Yes.
Fear, it is a distractor implant. If you're afraid, if you're trying to avoid something, you're creating that. So if you're trying to avoid to eat food that are gonna do you harm, you're creating something like that.
And
so
that's really the
people
case. To
Sorry?
be honest, only quickly, that was really the case, because at the end, she couldn't nearly, I mean, she had only a few foods which were okay for her.
Yeah, exactly. Yes, of course. And it's like I had a friend of mine, she, whatever I was going to buy, she would tell me, did you test that? I was like, I felt it light. I didn't actually properly test it, but my body wanted. Okay.
Yeah. It has so much more playfulness in it. When I'm listening to you, it's a totally different story.
That what it should be. Consciousness is about playing, is about having fun. It's not about seriousness and doing it right or doing it wrong. It's about having fun. If you're not having fun, chances there's no consciousness there. So what will it take for me to have a lot of fun here in every situation, every kind of situation, also the most horrible one? What will it take for me to have way more, lots of fun? And you can be sure that some more awareness, some more consciousness will be there with you.
Awesome. I love that. That's a quote. We got to take that quote, BJ, and post that with it. Consciousness about fun. If you're not having fun, there's probably not so much consciousness that you're accessing there. That's awesome. Yeah.
You're
Cool.
kissed by the sun, Thomas.
Yeah, I know.
It's beautiful.
Yeah. The wind, the trees, and this is one of my favorite trees. I don't know, is it blinding you? You see that?
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah.
Cannot
You
see.
see it? Yeah. One of my favorite trees there. The garden. Awesome. Yeah. I love that when you said you were like, I don't want to ask my body something because I don't want it to respond something that I don't, and that's what's so funny. That I'm not in agreement with,
Yeah.
and that's so funny because a lot of times people don't want to ask questions.
Yeah.
Because they already think they know the answer.
Yeah. And the big issue here is like they don't want to ask who do you want to have sex with because they're afraid that the answer is not going to be their husband. And this is really one of the greatest, and I say all the time, okay, but who cares? You can have sex with your husband, even though your body would like to have sex with somebody else. It's not forbidden. You can ask your body, but are you willing to have sex with my husband? Yes, okay.
Awesome. Yeah. And also, it's access sex is about receiving. So anyone that you're not actually willing to have sex with, you're not willing to receive from. And what. Yeah. And you're not willing to receive from people who are willing to receive from them also. So how much of our receiving do we put off?
Yeah.
Without being willing to ask that question. Yeah. Awesome. I remember once in a class, Harry was like, who in this room are you willing to have sex with? Everyone was like, ah. And who are you not willing to? And are you not willing to receive from that person, run their bars?
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Awesome.
I have a quick question.
Yeah.
Yay. Go ahead.
I don't know. I mean, let's say you you are a mother of two, and you're married, so there are 4 people in the household, and you go and do the groceries, and now it's really the question, what do you cook? Because your body is telling you what your body likes to have, but there are 2 children, they say, hello, we have our own bodies, and your husband is saying, well, I have mine too.
Okay. So first of all, you are an infinite being, right?
Yes.
Okay, so if you're an infinite being, you can as well ask, okay, what would the bodies of my children like? What would the body of my husband like? And then you can make choices. You can speak with their bodies while you are at the grocery. And that is one option. Okay, what is going to be, what kind of food would you like to be eaten by us today? Hey, food, can you show up, please? Okay, and it will show up. This is the first option. The second option, it depends on the age of the children, is, honey, can you come and do the shop can you come to the grocery store with me? Can we do the shopping for tonight together? Okay, you don't have to do it all by yourself all the time. And as I worked with children, as Cass said, for many years, and I work with parents, and I used to tease parents with this thing that I'm about to say. Children, by the time they are 3, they are totally independent. In nature, they go out, they get their food, and they eat their food. So why we are not able to let them do that before they are 25? So let's, why don't we try to really get a little bit out of control, more into chaos, and ask what else is possible. I have this beautiful example of Glenna Rice. She started doing access when she had the first 2, one daughter and a son. And then with the third, she started doing access. And her life as a single mom with her 3 kids changed completely. And it was totally His joy and glory. Okay, so it's really using the tools and getting a little bit out of control. You are not supposed to be the one that takes care of everybody beyond their own awareness. This is not your role. Okay, and when you take care of yourself, you're doing 90% of the work. That lets them take care of themselves. Okay, and you can always, go to the grocery and say, okay, food, who would like to be eaten by all the family tonight? And see what comes up.
And then you have the steak besides the popcorn and
Exactly.
I don't know.
Exactly. I was going to say different plates.
Right.
You love
Right.
Italy, so you can have the pasta, you can have the meat, the fish, and the vegetables, and the salad, and the popcorn.
Right. But remember, what your mind likes to eat is not necessarily what your body likes to eat. So, yeah, be willing to be, surprised.
And kids also are the souls with long journey. Therefore, let them be themselves.
Yeah. I remember I was in India and I was at a 7-day event with Access, and I was working on body, and someone passed by and they were like, "Would you like some chai?" And I was like, "Oh no, I don't. My body doesn't like lactose." And they were like, "Really?" And I was like, "It's not light, is it?" "Okay, yeah, I'll have some chai." And I had the best chai ever, with sugar and milk and tea. And I didn't say, "Okay, now forever I can have chai." No, in that moment, there was a window of opportunity with the body. So really that talking to the body, 10-second increments, because it's not always the same. It's always in transformation, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you so much, darling.
Thank you.
So where can people find you?
People can find me on my website, which is www.aliciagabrielli.it, and on Facebook. And I have this beautiful program, daily program in Italian and English. The name is Sveglia in Italian, it's Wake Up. And it's a 15-minute program with access tools every day, every morning. And it's with a monthly subscription. And every month we have a different topic. And we at the moment there are Facebook Lives, but from September we're gonna go on Zoom. So it's gonna be possible to interact more. So ask question and etc. So it's beautiful. We have been doing it since November 2017. So it's a while. And it's really expanding a lot of people's lives. And, you know, using the tools every day. I don't know if you know it, but it changes your life.
Thank you for this wonderful call.
Thank you so much.
Thank
Thank you so much. I'm just putting in the
Yeah.
chat website, and 1 second, I'll put the Zvelia also link. All right. Thank you, Alice.
Thank you so much,
Thank
Kat.
you.
And enjoy your body and your life. Thank you for joining, Yvonne and Sonia. Please check out the Spectrum Mind webinars. There's once a day, and different facilitators from all around the world on different topics: business, money, manipulation, entities, parenting, relationships. Yeah, so check it out. Okay. Thank
Thank you
you.
so much.
Bye
Thank
bye.
you.
Thank